just graduated from Vermont Law School on environmental policy and Yale School of Forestry and Environmental Policy, and she thinks I'm a work in process, as good as I think I'm doing here. But maybe it's because I'm the only Republican in New England. I feel like John McCain says I'm the last of the Mohegans, but I'm an endangered species, and I know that Democrats want to protect endangered species. So I just want to state for the record.
It's good that we're in a museum. So England Republic.
I can never outclass this guy. I do it at my peril, and Barney Frank as well. I do want to say that there was a vote in the Senate when we voted on Kyoto, when it was negotiated, and Bill Clinton was in the bus. He was driving the bus. And the Senate voted 95 to nothing to say, do not give us Kyoto without China and India as part of the mix. So I kind of get a little uneasy when I hear, well, Domenici did this and so on, because we will get not to first base if that's the way our mentality is. The bottom line is Bill Clinton never submitted Kyoto to the Senate because it didn't include that. I said to President Bush, I wish he'd just submitted Kyoto to the Senate without prejudice. It would have had about 10 votes. Now you think every senator would have voted for it. The question I would like to ask you, SB, is I support cap and trade. I want polluters to pay, but it was pointed out to me by those who tend to have investment in coal that really what we then do is we bring up significantly the price of coal, which is what has generated most electricity in the United States and has enabled those companies that still can compete with the rest of the world in manufacturing to have modest energy costs. Again, not in New England. We don't want to produce them. We don't want transmission lines here. So my question is, will cap and trade have to be phased in so that industry can deal with the increased cost? Or will cap and trade not impact the cost of energy and electricity?
Let me say that I think you've identified something very important, and I hope this committee will do more with it over time, and that is the progress on the domestic front in responding to these issues has to be done with an eye on the international negotiations. And frankly, again, as competitiveness has become an important issue, we can't simply sit back and ask, well, will China and India step up? I believe we absolutely must have a beyond Kyoto protocol that engages every country in the world. And again, as someone who studies these issues, I will tell you we've never had success in galvanizing the world in response to a challenge on anything but the principle of common but differentiated responsibility. Common meaning every country steps up, every country has to do something. But differentiating meaning we scale the level of obligation.
But my question is, what will be the impact to our industry and to our jobs when we put a cap and trade in? How do we phase it in?
So two things. First, as long as everybody is stepping up the price of coal around the world, the competitive disadvantage is much reduced. So having that global commitment is very important.